What up, world? Welcome to another jam-packed episode of the Blunt Talk Sports Podcast. I am your host, Anthony Wright. As usual, chilling in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Nice and chilly. Preparing for this snowstorm that's supposed to be coming in a couple days. So as always, guys, I love you and thank you for plugging in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel. Sitting here on this beautiful December 12th, 2025, giving you that Eagles versus Chargers episode 152 recap. Tough game for the Bird Gang. As always, flyeaglesfly. Very emotional outbursts from myself at home, and I'm pretty sure from a lot of you watching the game Monday night. It was very tough to stomach if you're an Eagles fan. Definitely was a hard game to watch, but I definitely had an opinion. I had dropped a short video earlier in the week. I had definitely got some responses back from family and friends that was not good. I'll definitely touch on that within this episode too. But as always, like I said, don't forget to check out our friends of the show. As you see here on the screen, StubHub and Viagogo. The number one, number two leading ticket sellers in the world to live events, shows, and concerts. Definitely get to check them out. Also, check in the description box of this video for anything for PlayStation Direct. Huge Christmas sale going on up until the 24th. Big promo on consoles, games, and accessories. I implore you guys to check it out before the Christmas rush hits. Definitely get your PlayStation accessories in hand. Sony PlayStation, more than a game. All right, guys. So, again, getting into this video. Yeah, what a shit show. Definitely a better performance than what they had against the Bears, but definitely was not the performance that we wanted. Obviously, the outcome was not what we wanted. Results in a loss, the Eagles losing the game. You know, the final score was 22-19, by the way. It was very startling to watch because to start the game, you could see that the Eagles had opportunities to get downfield. They had opportunities, you know, first play of the game, they tried a deep shot to AJ.Brown, trying to set the tone for the game. AJ, they don't connect, you know, for whatever reason. It's just been the case that way this year. Now you're in a situation where Chargers get down the field, they score early in the game. You're behind the 8-ball, you know, kicking field goals, penalties, offensive inconsistency, you know, the Jalenhurts interceptions. I mean, it was just so much to dive into. I'm going to start with this. First, we're going to start with Jalenhurts because I always think we should start with, you know, especially with a football team and a roster. You definitely want to start with the head first. I feel like Monday night, Kevinpatullo definitely played a factor, but a lot of that was execution. A lot of that was the guys not executing and hitting on plays like they should. No matter how much you coach it up, guys got to still be able to execute the play. They didn't play. I mean, Jalenhurts probably played the worst game of his career. Couldn't have came at a worse time. Probably played the worst game of his career Monday night. I mean, 4 interceptions, you know, rough outing, you know, just where you're in a situation where it was just like, damn, if he can just hold it together for like a half, this team could possibly win this game. You know, I went through my notes, you know, my copious notes, you know, on this game where I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, Goddard's getting open. Got to get the ball to him. Loved how Cooper DeJean was playing on defense against Ladd McConkey. Offensively, I'm like, you know, Saquon's moving the ball. You got to get Smitty involved. It seemed like they were trying to get Devontae Smith involved. It just wasn't connected early on. There was some drops and, you know, misconnection, misreads there for whatever reason. Again, just shitty performance by the offense as a whole in that game. Then, you tack on the fact that you're getting finally a game from Saquonbarkley that you have not had in weeks. I mean, let's just be honest. Saquonbarkley has struggled. He stated himself that he had been in a funk. There were things that were not going right, things that were not going his way within the run game, offensive line, injuries, communication, getting hit in the backfield, play calling, a lot of things just going into it that just were going against Saquon and his efforts to rush the ball effectively as he did in his 2,000-yard season a year ago, or just period as Saquon normally does. You finally got a game where it was like, okay, we got Saquon playing well. There's no way in hell we could blow this. I mean, in the first half alone, he had like over 50 yards rushing on 13 rushes. So he was getting the ball. He was being effective. You could clearly see that the Eagles were trying to make a concerted effort to use that run game. And then all of a sudden, it just seemed like at some point in the second half, they ran the ball with them and then they just stopped. I mean, if my quarterback is struggling to where he's turning the ball over at this rate, the running game needs to be relied on. 40 attempts by Jalenhurts. I mean, come on now. Like, this game didn't even require 40 attempts from Jalenhurts. This could have been a 20 attempt, 25, 30 attempt game. You didn't even need 40 attempts from Jalenhurts in this game. And it just, again, the turnovers, inexplicable. Jalen took accountability for it. Thank God. You need that, especially from one of your leaders, especially late in the season when the team's not playing well. Now, again, the team's still 8-5. Team still has control of their destiny. They could definitely still win and still, all likelihood is they'll win the NFC East. They'll make the playoffs. I don't take things for granted, though. And that performance against that Chargers team, albeit a good Chargers team, I just did not like the way the offense flowed. Now, they played better than they played in the past couple weeks. Definitely played better than what they played in the Bears game. But it was too many 3-and-outs, too much of a fight, too much of a struggle. I mean, looking at it here, I want to say that third down, they only converted like 3 4th downs. I want to say it was only 3 4th downs the Eagles even converted in this game. Yeah, that's correct. They were 4-13 on third. I mean, come on now. 4-13 on fucking third down. What can you do with that? You got 6 penalties for 53 yards. Granted, I would definitely say that Reed Blankenship pass interference penalty came at the worst fucking time. But it happens. I mean, sometimes when you got guys, trying to play, trying to make sure that they're not, interfering with guys, trying to make sure that they're just, playing stingy defense, it happens. Horrible moment when that came, though. But the offense just, as a whole, some progress, but not as much progress as we would have liked. Definitely getting AJ dropping those balls late, the one that led to the interception where Jalen threw a fucking heater, a perfect heater. Maybe a little high, but perfect pass. He tips that shit up, it's intercepted. And then in the end zone, I mean, my God, the end of the game, end of the fourth quarter, going towards the end of regulation. You get that touchdown, that's it. That Chargers defense could not score on the Eagles. That Chargers offense could not score on the Eagles defense for a majority of the game. I mean, it was a historic feat by the Eagles. I mean, if I'm correct here, I'm going to look here in my notes, and I want to make sure I'm getting this correct. The Eagles defense in that game, let's see here, because it was a phenomenal performance. I mean, honest to God truth, should have had, that should have definitely resulted in a win. There's no way a defense plays this well. 7 sacks. I mean, literally, the Chargers were averaging 16.25 yards per drive. In English, that means they were averaging 1 first down on a drive, and then it was a 3-and-out. So again, not really doing what they're supposed to do, not really hitting, the Eagles defense was fucking outstanding in this game. What a bounce back from the previous 2 weeks. The Bears game, they looked terrible, especially in the run defense, giving up 200 gazillion fucking yards. You sucked against the Cowboys in the second half. So needless to say, this team definitely had to play better. You needed them to play better. To blow that performance, it was heartbreaking. You had no Jalen Carter. You had to rely on Ojomo, Byron Young, Jordan Davis. Davis definitely looks like he's going to be definitely getting that contract extension after the season. I mean, you thought, okay, they're going to win this game. They're going to win this game. I mean, with the way they're playing and how they're going to win this game. No. I mean, the defense the offense failed the defense. The defense did everything. 12 drives and you allowed 1 touchdown. Hats off to Vic Fangio and the crew for that performance. Yeah, but the Bird game definitely broke our hearts with that. I mean, that performance on defense should have been capped off with a victory. That was similar to the way they played against the Lions. That was very similar to the way they played against the Lions. And this team is capable of those type of performances where they can just shut you out. And for the offense not to hit what they were supposed to. Early in the game, you're talking about the holding penalty. We're talking about penalties. You're talking about the holding penalty on Mailata that cost you a touchdown, the AJ Brown touchdown that gets wiped off the board. I mean, what the fuck are you to do with this? How are we supposed to win when we can't get out of our own way? We've been getting out of our way throughout the season, finding ways to get out of our way. But for some reason, these past 3 games, we cannot get out of our own way. I mean, it's heartbreaking, man. It really is. Then you go a little bit further. I mean, I think, like I said, Kevin Patullo has proven he's not an offensive coordinator. I mean, the random play call generator shit is just inexplicable. I don't understand how when you're running Jalen Hurts under center, you ran 9 plays with Jalen Hurts under center. Your offense moved the ball. I think they were averaging like 22 yards per drive. You got the touchdown off that play. You got big first downs off that play. Saquon was able to move the ball efficiently. And then you go back to shotgun sets where they can key in on them. You don't have Lane Johnson out there. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you calling formations like this when you don't have your best right tackle out there? You know the offensive line has been under hell. You're not helping the situation. So again, proving consistently he is not cut out for this position. Now, ultimately, can they figure this out? I think so. Now, I was very upset Monday night going into Tuesday morning. I definitely stated, and I have no shame in stating it, I've been a diehard Eagles fan since I was 3 years old, so I will state this. The way they're playing currently, they will miss the playoffs. However, that being said, caveat to this, home cooking, being able to go home helps, and also the fact that, let's be honest, you're playing the Raiders, you're playing the Commanders. If you can't win these games, you do not deserve to go to the playoffs. It is that simple. You have Raiders, Commanders, Bills, Commanders. That simple. You win 3 games, you're in the postseason. Hell, if Dallas loses out or wins 1 game and loses out, you're in the postseason. You win the division automatically. So the logic and the operative mirandi of this is very simple. Win your fucking games. Stop playing sloppy. Stop playing stupid. Stop shooting yourself in the foot. Stop putting yourself in precarious situations. Kevin Patullo, actually call plays that make sense. Run that jumbo set formation. That actually looks like it works for the offense. When they're running play action, it's hard for defenses to key in on where they're going. Give Dallas Goedert the ball when he's actually open. Give Devontae Smith the ball when they're actually open. So it just, if those things can happen, yeah, they'll definitely be in the playoffs. I definitely expect them to beat the Raiders. The Raiders definitely go. I mean, these teams are going to be coming in giving everything they got, especially because it's the end of the season. They know damn good and well they're not going anywhere. If they can ruin any team's season, they will. So the Eagles have to be prepared. You have to be prepared for teams that's going to pull out all the stops. This is a Pete Carroll team, so you cannot sleep. Now, the beautiful thing is you got Kenny Pickett, who you're going to be going up against. We all know Kenny Pickett, obviously was with the team last year, helped in the Super Bowl run, played a couple games last year. We all know Kenny Pickett is not a great quarterback. We all know he is average and serviceable. Definitely possibly better than what Geno Smith has given him this year. So we know the secret to Kenny Pickett. You're going to have to lay a helmet on him. You're going to have to hit him early, hit him often, and get to him, throw off his timing, throw off his routes, put the offense in favorable situations. Because I truly feel like, too, special teams, getting Britton Covey back was a huge thing for the team last week. It probably went unnoticed amongst most of the fans. He did have that one horrible moment where he had that fumble, but he did recover it, so thank God for that. That being said, if you really pay attention with the Eagles this year, unlike last year where they could just drive anywhere on the field and score, this year they really need the field position. They're not a team that can really beat you from driving from 1 to 1, figuratively speaking. They're not beating teams driving like that. They're beating teams with short fields, possibly 60, 70-yard fields at the longest. They're not beating teams going 1-to-1, end zone to end zone. So I think getting Britton Covey back, having him in punt return duties, that was tremendous because having him there, getting yards, putting the Eagles in favorable situations where the offense should be able. I mean, hell, against the Chargers, they had, I believe, 6 or maybe 7 drives inside the Chargers side of the field. So clearly the field position, having him back there helped. If the Eagles know what, and I think they do know this, attack Kenny Pickett, take away Ashton Jenney and Brock Bowers, and make sure that you have short fields. So that way you don't have to worry about driving the distance every drive. And put yourself in favorable matchups so that way you're not turning the fucking ball over at a rapid rate. Because I tell you now, if they blow this game against the Raiders, all hell is going to break loose. But I got faith. Been a Birds fan since I was 3 years old. I've watched this team go through 3-13. I remember, the Tom Hunt and Chris Boyle muffed punt, a muff field goal against the Cowboys on my mom's birthday in '97. Horrific night. My mom still remembers that shit. It was terrible. I want to say it was possibly 98, but anyway, nonetheless, I've lived through some horror with this team. Lived through some rough times with this team. I definitely feel like they could definitely right the ship and get things right. However, if they continue to play at this rate, we have to be real with ourselves and realize that this could possibly be one of the biggest blown opportunities ever if they let things go to the wayside. But time will tell. Listening to what Jordan Davis was saying in the locker room the other day, it seems like the guys are definitely believing in one another. They're not pointing fingers, they're not turning their backs on one another, and that's huge right now. Especially when you're losing and things aren't clicking the way you want them to. You definitely want to make sure that you're doing all the requisite things to stay plugged in and to make sure that when things do turn, like he said, when the offense does click, and it will click at some point, when it does click, all hell's going to break loose and death to the rest of the NFC. So, Fly Eagles Fly, shout out to the Bird Gang. Like I said, I love you guys for plugging in. Thank you as always. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Take care. I think I might do a live stream video right after the Eagles-Raiders game, depending on the schedule. You know, it's the holidays, guys. See how things are going. But expect that live stream video right after the game. Love you guys. Take care and enjoy your weekend.